rum. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and
See what I'm
tea
saying?
and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
Sea shanties. What are they? And why do you and the entire internet love listening to them so much? Well, let's talk about it. A sea shanty is a type of work song that once commonly was sung to accompany rhythmic labor on board large merchant sailing vessels and in shipyards. The term shanty most accurately refers to a specific style of work song that belongs to that historical type of song that was used for work and getting people in the mood to stay working in a rhythmic way for a long period of time. Typically on ships and boatyards where workers needed to be in sync, a shantyman or a soloist would sing the main part of a sea shanty, and then the workers would respond to this soloist. The singer had to have a strong voice and clear words so that the rest of the workers could hear him and he could inspire them as well. That's the key here. It's inspiration to do your work. So a sea shanty is a work song meant to inspire people to dig in and get through their monotonous day. Any coincidence that a particular sea shanty singer is blowing up on TikTok and the rest of the internet right now, in a time when we've all been cooped up in our homes, going on for almost a year now? Well, what's better than a simple, inspiring sea shanty sung by someone with a raw, beautiful voice to rise us up from the monotony of quarantine life? So let's listen to some of the most popular sea shanties going around TikTok, and I'm going to supply my vocal coach feedback so that you guys can learn to appreciate them more. I'm pretty pumped to hear it. Let's get into it.
Once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a billy of tea. The winds blew up her bow, up down, up below, my billy boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
All right, off the bat, rhythmic, right? Super powerful rhythmic song. Now, I'm someone who works with people on vocal technique. This is an amazing singer. This guy is an amazing singer. His voice is raw and powerful, but it doesn't sound like it's like overly trained or anything like that. It sounds like a real human sound that we can all kind of get behind and enjoy. So now let's go back, and I just want to isolate like the moment that he begins to sing. You already feel this incredible like gut feeling. This guy is someone, you can see it in his face. He's super like focused, and you can hear the sound in his body. This isn't someone trying to sing anything pretty. It's just coming out really. It's like a handsome sound is what I would call it.
The name of the ship was a billy of tea. The winds blew up her bow, up down, up below, my billy boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not.
So off the bat, he's singing about, someday we're going to get all this good stuff coming on this ship and we're going to get out of here. Again, it's an awesome release from your current work. It's like using a swear word. Like you use a swear word and scientifically saying a swear word will relieve you of pain that's going through your body. And you sing about things that are enjoyable and things that are going to come in the future, getting out of this current situation and escaping. Isn't that what we all kind of want right now? Isn't that what we all kind of want to get out of this like pandemic life? We don't want to be afraid to go outside and see people anymore. We want to get out. So having this awesome, powerful, looking towards the future sound that's coming from this raw, beautiful voice, it's like an amazing feeling to have.
Been 2 weeks from shore and down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and
All right, so you heard like the solo line, right? That would be sung by the soloist. That changes every single time a verse happens. And then when the chorus comes in, that's when all of the workers and everyone would join in singing the same words for every chorus. And that's why everyone can stay engaged, and that's why everyone can stay like in the mood of this song. It's freaking awesome. I love this guy's voice, by the way.
What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken
Classic.
sailor? What
What a
will we
classic.
do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor.
All right, so her voice, I'm a huge fan of this kind of like easy, like Celtic Gaelic sound. It's very breath driven. Like she has a very like high, like soprano sound, and it suits this gravelly body sound of this guy singing the sea shanty solo. And she just jumps in and adds this crisp line across the top, which complements it so well because you get two contrasting voices.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but she's singing the lower harmony, which normally when you're singing like a soprano high line and your voice is higher, you sing a higher harmony and it creates more distance between the voices. But she has a high voice and she's singing a lower harmony to his like really gritty body baritone sound, and it's creating like this more compact sound, which is really pleasing to the ear. It's a more compact harmony, rather.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Yo, dude, this is so gritty. I also love the aesthetic they're both presenting. We have like a black and white sea shanty on the right, which is very old timey, and she actually gives us this like candle flickering effect, and it just brings us into the mood of when these songs were written and regularly sung for the purpose of getting through your life, right? It brings us back to like a simpler time when we didn't have to worry about all the things going on right now. I love it.
Ship that put to sea, the name
Oh,
of the
here we
ship
go.
was a belly of tea.
Here's a
The
crew.
winds blew up her bow, up down, up below, my billy boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon.
All right. This is a low as hell voice. Like, I don't have a low voice. I have a pretty high voice, like, relatively. And the fact that they got to add this guy was the final of these duets, like, that's super fortunate. We can hear him super, super clearly. And my ass, this baritone that nobody will hear. Come on, or whatever they call him, bass.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Well, I guess he's the middle baritone, but still.
Shore and down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Oh, I see. The original duet is with the bass. I see, and then the rest of them are doubling it. Okay, so there's an idea that goes around when it comes to a cappella music. I don't know whether or not I fully believe this. However, it's said that all male a cappella music is like some of the most like rich sounding a cappella music that you get because there is a more complex vocal and therefore sound profile when it comes to the male voice. Naturally, if you're born male, your vocal folds are going to be naturally larger after you go through puberty than the female voice. And so what we end up getting with an all male ensemble that goes from like the highest range of the male voice to the lowest range, this doesn't go up to the highest point of the male voice. There's no real, tenor in this group other than our original soloist. I would say that's like a baritone, baratenor sound. We get this really rich, vibrant profile of like a low bass as the original duet, and then as we go on, we kind of fill in that area, and that's why let's go back and listen to the whole thing through and try to hear every single sound in these voices. It's incredibly complex. It's way more complex than just like one singer, but because they're so in sync and their timbres are all very similar, they're all singing with that like compressed natural tone, and they're not over coloring. They're not trying to create over like more distortion in the sound. It's just a very natural, healthy vocalism. And because they're all blending really well in that sense, we get this really powerful combination of sound. And let's go back and listen to it and just kind of try to pick out some of the really interesting sounds that come out of this harmony. It's gorgeous.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hand to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
That put to
Nice.
sea, the name of the ship.
Oh, wait,
was
now
the
we're
Belly
adding.
of Tea.
Let's go.
The winds blew up her bow, up
What are they gonna bring on? What are they gonna bring in?
Boys blow.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She had not been 2 weeks.
Accent, absolutely perfect. They all do a really good job at blending the accent, because this isn't, you know, it's a very specific accent that he's singing with. But you hear what I'm saying? Like once we add in a higher, really much higher voice, we get a much broader profile, and it's more difficult for our ears to kind of latch on to a specific part. So now I would say this is more complicated to listen to, but it's not necessarily focusing on like the grumbly chest component, because her voice is much higher. Her voice is much higher and more, it gives us a much bigger contrast in the sound, but it doesn't necessarily blend with all of them the best. Although I really enjoyed this combination of 5 voices.
From shore and down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hand to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
All right, so one thing that's really interesting about sea shanties that we're hearing is that if anyone can participate, we see this is literally building on. Like these are 3 different like sets of combined duets that are coming together, and they can all harmonize, because when you're participating in that repeated chorus part, that group portion of the song, you can bring in whatever melody you want as long as it harmonizes properly, which isn't hard to do because they're not originally really complex melodies. Da 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 da. Very simple, right? So as long as your melody that you add on blends in with that, you're not hurting anyone. This was never written by like a composer who expects you to have like the exact specific song. So listening to this on repeat during your day and just kind of like humming along in your own way and just kind of harmonizing is taking that creative side of your brain and utilizing it. Because maybe you're sitting there, right? Maybe you're sitting there and your day job is not about using the part of your brain that's responsible for making music. This is a really easy way to engage in that part of your life that is creative. You know, everyone needs a creative outlet of some kind. If you don't have one, listen to some sea shanties, load them up, sing along with the harmonies, sing however you want, sing in your range. Just as long as those pitches blend in, you can sing this all day. And it creates this like meditative drone that you just jump in on, and invigorates you. It feeds your soul when maybe sitting at home on working from home all day for so long isn't doing that. And that's probably why these songs are becoming so popular, because they're addictive to listen to, and they're super easy to engage with and to sing along with, and it's so exciting.
But to see the name of the ship was a belly of tea. The winds blew up her bow, up down below my belly.
Two soloists now.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore and down on
Little fiddle descant, violin.
all hands on shore, he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
So I'll confess, I have not watched through this whole video that we're like reacting to right now. But if this keeps building, I'm gonna get super pumped, because this could literally go on forever, and you still get that same effect, especially if you just have like a very minimal solo line, and then you have a gigantic chorus. That's what's exciting, when you feel the ebb and flow between one very like charismatic, very convincing voice, and then the entire body of people around you. Like, I want to see how far we can get as a musical society on the internet to create a sea shanty that includes as many people as possible. And that is like the true power of song and the engaging portion of music, that interactive, collaborative experience that's so valuable to so many of us, that we need it to get through the day.
For the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her, and to the side harped and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and rum.
So
One
good.
day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her, and to the side harped and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. To see the name of the ship was a belly of tea.
See, bro, like I've never even heard this before, my friends. You get the melody, you get the words, and even if you're just like hesitantly doing it like I was just there, you sing along and you get involved, and now from here on out I could join in whenever. You know, it's beautiful, and you don't need to be a singer to do it. You just fucking do it.
The winds blew up her bow, up down below my belly boys blow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her
That's kinda
right
sick.
whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the weatherman
I don't know what this guy's contributing. I hope this is his. This is a pretty sick drop. But I think this is starting to prove the point, like accessibility. Everyone who has like you need like the least amount of musical talent to get engaged with this. Obviously, like everyone we've seen here is incredibly musically talented. But if you're just someone at home and you're not trying to like record your reactions, and you're not trying to record your like duets with this or whatever, this is so accessible. You're humming in the shower, playing on repeat. It's meditative. It's meditative without getting like too complex with how you want to, treat your mind. It's just a drone, man. It's just a drone, and you jump on. Anyone can do this, and that's what's exciting about this. That's why this is so popular.
For the boat had hit the water, the whales
Nice.
came up and caught her, and to the side harped and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done.
Oh, Oh, here we go.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dip down, I'll blow, my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from
Yo, if I could have a voice like that. I was born a tenor. Sometimes I wish I wasn't.
shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Hello there. Let's
Beautiful,
sing a sea
dude.
shanty together.
Oh, we saw him already.
I'll sing you a song. It's a song.
Oh, different
of the
sea
sea.
shanty though.
Row me bully boys row,
I'll sing you a song if you'll sing it with me.
and it's row me bully boys row, and it's row me bully boys. We're in a hurry, boys. We got a long way to go, and we'll sing and we'll dance and bid farewell to France. And it's row me bully boys row. The captain likes whiskey, the mate he likes rum. Row me bully boys row. Us sailors like both, but we can't get us none. And it's row me bully boys row, and it's row me bully boys. We're in a hurry, boys. We got a long way to go, and we'll
Yeah, look at how deep this harmony goes. Like you can't even see. And it's all real tight. It's one voice, or like two voices, I guess, but like one voice doing all the harmonies for the most part, as I assume. And you can take that bass and you can drop it down an octave if you want with editing and fill it all in, because it's just this simple. It's like basically like it's like a nursery rhyme of a melody, and you just do it, man. This is so sick. I love this kid.
sing and we'll dance and
Rock
bid
it, dude.
farewell to France. And it's row me bully boys row.
The water, the whale's tail came up and caught her to the side.
Get this man off the ox.
Water when she dived down below.
May the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and
rum.
Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and
See what I'm
tea
saying?
and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
So yeah, you wouldn't assume that you can get so engaged with this like old-timey sound and then you figure it out, because it doesn't take long to figure out. If your buddy like puts opera on the aux, right? And you're just like, "What, dude?" You can't pick that up in your ear, right? It's going to take way more than just one play to kind of engage in something that's that like complex and really like, you know, high art type stuff that's really not engaging. This is old, and it's very surprising to hear for the first time, a sea shanty like this. Then you get it in your ear, and it's like a little earworm. I promise I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna stop recording, walk away, and this is gonna be stuck in my head for the next like 2 weeks.
For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did roar.
Steve walks warily down the street, his brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet, machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway the bullets rip, to the sound of the beats, and roll, boys, roll. Another one bites the dust,
Nice.
and row, boys, row. Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, and another one
Wait,
bites
this is
the
so
dust.
funny.
Hey, hey, I'ma get you too. Another one bites the dust.
I think Freddie would approve. Freddie would heavily approve of this. This is, you know, it's funny because all of this really like stylistic singing of like the sea shanty style is actually really close to the kind of singing that Freddie Mercury did. It's very chest dominant, and it's very like pinched. It's very, there's a lot of compression going on, and it's like a lot of heavy phonation that stays in the voice. And if these guys were to take out and like rip high notes and stay in that same type of singing, it would actually probably sound pretty similar to what Freddie Mercury does. But that's a whole new level of just like using air and staying in your body and releasing tension in the right places, because this is a very specific kind of one-dimensional type of vocalism, and it's really impactful when you hear it. It's a very natural human sound.
Hey! Oh, I thought I heard the old man say, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
Nice.
Tomorrow ye will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. I hate
Nice.
to sail in this rotten..."
Add as many harmonies as you can. When you're doing this, add as many as you can, because it's possible, and it's just going to make it sound even better when you get to that group portion of the song.
tub. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. No grog allowed and rotten grub, and it's time for us to leave her.
Sorry, I messed that one up. Let's listen back.
No grog allowed and rotten grub, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow. Time for us to leave her.
Oh, you hear a lot of stories.
So easy, dude. This is the first time I've watched this video. Don't even, I messed up that first time. You do it once, you get it, you look at the words, you do it again, it's super easy. I love this.
About sailors and their sport. About how every sailor has a girl in every port. But if you added 2 and 2, you'd figure out right quick. It's just because the girls will have a lad on every ship. And it's twiddly-idle-idle-idle, twiddly-idle-ay. It's oftentimes a man who'll leave you broken with dismay. And it's twiddly-idle-idle-idle, twiddly-idle-ay. There's other things to twiddle when the men have sailed away.
Kicking back, dude. This is some pipes. I love that she goes up into that. Everything she's doing for the first 3 videos, I think, the lower portions of the voice, it's all in just a really normal speaking tone. And then she goes up into that sweet, sweet head voice to get that little lick at the end that makes you turn your head. You're like, whoa. Because that adds just like a tiny bit of contrast that doesn't totally suck you out of the story, the meaning of this. They're kind of just kicking it back to the guys. They're saying like, you guys think you have it so good that you have all these girls at different places. But in reality, the girls have guys on every ship. So who's to say? Who's the better conqueror, right? And that little, it's like a flex. That flex of like a really little head voice lick on the end of that phrase. That's just it's like an additional flex. You get the flex in the text, and then you get that vocal flex, and you're like, okay, I guess she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention. Peace.
May the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Someday when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. I've just come down from the Isle of Skye. I'm no very big and I'm off a shy. All the lassies say, why hi, Donald, where's your trousers? Someday when the
Turning popular
Nice.
songs into sea shanties.
Hello there.
Let's go
This is
for
gonna
it.
be fun.
Do it again,
Let's
huh?
see how this goes.
Now from the top, and you make it drop. Yo ho, that's the way they be. Bring your bucket and your mop. Yo ho, that's the way they be. That's a whap, that's a whap, that's a whap, that's a whap. We sail for the way they be. Macaroni in a pot. Yo ho, that's the way they be. Hey!
No comment.
They'll time your every breath, and every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death, but you go. Well, a process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell, and dust all in my hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath, and every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death, but you go.
I really like Jax in the Box's voice. She's got some really rich. It's a really light sound, but she adds so much richness into it, like without over pressurizing the voice, just keeping it nice and easy. Perfect for this kind of singing.
When I was a little boy, soon me mother told me, Tommy, way Holloway, we'll Holloway Joe. That if I did not kiss the girls, my lips would all grow moldy. Tommy, way Holloway, we'll Holloway Joe. Oh, way Holloway, we're bound for batter well.
She's cringing because she knows it's good. Like, she knows this is like so legit, and maybe she thinks that like whoever's taking this video is making fun of him, but this guy has some real OG pipes, and I'd love to hear it.
Tommy, way Holloway, we'll...
That shout, that like guttural shout is part of that incredible inspirational nature of what these sea shanties are meant to be, to rouse you out of your depressed state and get you to keep on chugging, keep on chugging through life. None of these topics in these songs are like too complicated. Nothing is more than let's get our food and drink and let's keep working. It's a beautiful, beautiful concept, and people are latching onto it. So that was just a little foray into kind of what sea shanties are, how we engage with them, and why people have become so obsessed with this music. One reason, it's accessible. You can hear it. The music is not overly complicated. The topics are not overly complicated, and you can just have a minimum ability when it comes to singing or music to get involved. Two, inherently, and this is why they were developed in the first place, this is why sea shanties became a thing, they're to get you motivated to keep going in life, right? We're in a time in our society where the world is not what we have learned it to be, and things are changing and things are confusing, and it causes a lot of stress, and that makes it difficult to get through our lives. But what eliminates that stress? Let's sing a song together. Sing a song with other people just for the sake of singing a song. And these are the perfect way of doing that. There's no other way of singing a song with other people at every level of musicality, at every level of humanity. And this is a perfect way of doing that. And I'm thrilled. I haven't really ever, I'm not really on TikTok. Maybe I'll make a TikTok, but should I make a TikTok? But this stuff is, I've never seen this, and it's, even now I'm just getting pumped up. I want to go listen to more. You know, that's part of it. And speaking of engaging more, we have an amazing community here on YouTube, on Discord, on Twitch, of music lovers of all kinds. My job and my goal with this community is to bring singers and music lovers closer to the human voice on a human level. And if you are interested in that, if you're a musical person, if you're a singer, if you love a particular singer and can't stop listening to their music, go ahead and drop down suggestions to listen to. I'm a vocal coach and voice teacher. I love giving my insights. And join the Discord. We have lots of conversations about singers of all different kinds. We share what we love. We talk about it. I answer vocal technique questions that people might have about their own practice and how to get better. You send me a recording. I'll listen to it and send you a couple sentences on how you can maybe improve. But we'd love to keep you guys involved. So please feel free to join up. I'd love to see you guys in the next video. If you did enjoy this and got through this super long reaction, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It doesn't really do much tangibly, but it kind of gives me an idea of what people are enjoying, you know? So thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.